Hey guys, Epic Blargman here again. Before this video starts, I wanted to give you guys some context. So originally I did this anime review with my best friend Moar Owns way back in 2017, but now I'm re-uploading it with a different video this time. The reason being is because Kadokawa keeps blocking the anime footage from Sakurako-San. So instead, I'm going to show you my Yakuza 5 gameplay on Legend difficulty. Otherwise, they basically block my video worldwide. But yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy it. Thank you. Hey guys, Epic Blargman here, and today I have a special guest with me, my best friend, Moar.
What's up guys, how's it going?
So today we're going to be reviewing Beautiful Bones, Sakurako-San, otherwise known as A Corpse is Buried Under Sakurako's Feet. So, Beautiful Bones is a 12-episode mystery anime adapted from a seinen light novel. I found out about this anime through the 2015 season of anime. It was probably the only anime that caught my attention out of the whole list. Wow, what do you think, Moore?
Back then, yeah, probably. There hasn't really been much for anime really in the recent years, so yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So, the synopsis of Beautiful Bones, in a nutshell, is there's this kid named Shotaro, and he meets this girl named Sakurako, and basically she doesn't open up and she keeps her life secretive until Shotaro gets to know her more and finds out she's basically obsessed with bones and analyzing bones of like dead animals and dead humans. So she's like this talented osteologist who later uses her talents to solve like unsolved deaths and murder cases by basically examining bodies and skeletons. But these incidents keep happening frequently and they keep piling up one after another, and they're trying to figure out in general what's actually really going on. So the anime is basically a bone of the week anime where every episode is different and has Sakurako and Shotaro finding skeletons or corpses of people who have died, and they're trying to figure out how they died. Most of the anime is dialogue with rare scenes of action happening. Do you agree?
I mean, I definitely agree with how it's a bone of the week kind of anime, which kind of sucks because I mean, I just wish that they had played more upon having an actual storyline and going out and actually trying to solve things instead of just, oh, we went out, we found a new bone, we're just going to examine it, we found dead animal, stuff like that. It just kind of made it more lackluster than actually having a storyline and continuing it, I guess, so to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, this is one of those animes where it randomly decides to have a plot near the end, and it ends on a cliffhanger. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're actually going to get a second season, which really sucks.
Yeah, that kind of killed it for me and made me think that the anime was at least a 5 out of 10. Otherwise, I really loved it. The characters were awesome. Everything about it was just really cool. It had a really cool kind of theme to it with like the bones and death and everything. And
yeah, it was something different for the 2015 anime season. I mean, like the actual characters, like the anime has like a modern art style, but it has like some different facial designs for different characters. They try to make Shotaro the main protagonist, but I consider Sakurako the main protagonist. I think she's like an extremely interesting character, and she's recognizable compared to like the rest of the cast, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think that she's like the only character that basically does anything, so to say, which again kind of screws with the anime a bit. But I like her a lot as a character, definitely, because she keeps things interesting, and she's more of like a, hey, what's that? I'm gonna go look at it. And then it's weird because she's the adult in the situation, whereas the high school boy kind of keeps her in check. Shotaro kind of like makes her not go do those things, so it's a little kind of backwards.
There's also a lot of minor characters that show up in each episode. Some of them are actually reoccurring, but there actually is character development, albeit it takes a while for it to happen for both Shotaro and Sakurako. This anime was adapted and produced by Studio Troika, who have worked on other animes such as Al Noah Zero and Ray Creators. They've worked on like 6 animes altogether, but the art in the show is beautiful. The background art is gorgeous, especially when they show like the inside of Sakurako's home.
The animation is pretty good. The opening theme was amazing for this show. It made me want to watch the show. It was just like I can't even I can barely remember sort of some of the stuff on it, but I do remember that that's the one thing that captivated the anime and made me want to actually keep watching it, because I was like, hey, this opening's really cool. I like all the bones like moving around and stuff. It was really awesome.
There's sometimes the anime feels very photorealistic, especially with the lighting, and there's a lot of like heavy photographing too, which I've never really seen done in an anime before. Another thing I wanted to note that was interesting is whenever the anime actually opens up, it has this message saying, a story dedicated to those trapped by the past. And I really like that they put that in there.
What do you mean? I don't remember that. What's that? What happens? What is that referring to?
It's basically a dedication to like real life scenarios of people who can't move on from the past, basically. From like loved ones dying and stuff like that.
Alright, I get you. Do you think that the writer had any specific person or persons in general that they were trying to talk to? Like, did they lose somebody?
I'm not too sure. I think it really was a message to everyone, in my opinion. The opening theme, I actually like the opening theme a lot, but I think the ending theme is even better. It fits even more. It's really haunting, but it's also kind of like sad sounding. It's very grim, dark, and I really like the ending theme more than the opening theme.
Really? I like the opening better than the ending. That's weird. Who did the music for it?
The music was produced by Techno Boy's Polgraph Green Fund.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's their name. They're basically a 3-band group. They're a Japanese techno electronica group.
Oh, alright.
And the track that really stands out on the OST is Sakurako's Investigation. It's orchestral, it's electronic, it's got trumpets, it's got pianos. The whole soundtrack is pretty much that. And I think it fit really well.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely fit really well, especially with kind of the whole... Because the anime was more of along the lines of morbid, having more of an upbeat kind of tone to it with more of like macabre kind of images in the background, made it really kind of stand out. So I thought that was really cool as well.
I definitely agree. I personally feel though, like with the animation, like I didn't see any spectacular animation, but for me it was decent at best. I thought the art outshined the animation. The art was just insane.
Agreed.
The art was just gorgeous, man. Yeah, like for example, if you look in, like my example earlier, Sakurako is inside the house, there's like these really dark, like real photorealistic textures on the walls, and the bones have like the bone textures to them. It was really weird seeing like modern anime looking characters, but then seeing all this like photorealistic lighting and these textures and all this like really dark stuff, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Do you remember every time that they played the music, she would put on gloves and she would get into like this mode of she was trying to unravel the mystery of what happened?
Yeah, I really loved that. Like the music was perfect when it was.
Yep.
And then
I like that too.
Just the whole vibe, like what I loved about that scene when she's like investigating is it shows like all dead animals like walking behind her and walking forward. I love that stuff.
Do you remember the scene when they find the skull on the beach?
Oh yeah, and she.
Yeah, and then then the music started playing and the animals walked behind her and everything. I thought that was probably the one scene that stood out the most because the beach looked really nice. The skull stood out, like the bone itself stood out. Then the music started playing and she got into like this mode, and that's just kind of how I kept watching after that. I wanted to keep watching it because it got really there was more of a story after that.
Yeah, I love how like her as a character, she's so intelligent. But like she's so detailed and descriptive. Like I remember she was just describing like the bones, but not even just the bones. I remember there was a character. She was a girl character, and she was crying. And Sakurako was like, don't cry because something with plasma and it being blood and all this other crazy stuff.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, because she took things through a scientific view, but at the same time she was more like a kid than anybody else in the actual anime, because she acted like a child, whereas everybody else acted like adults. But then she was way more intelligent than most people on the actual anime, which made her stand out, and I thought that was really cool.
I don't know what else is there more to say. I mean, she was a really unique character.
Talk about how lackluster Shotaro.
Shotaro, like he basically tags along with her, but he basically just accompanies her, and he really doesn't have too much development.
Who would you say is the main character?
Definitely Sakurako-San, but they try to make Shotaro the main character, which is weird.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Like, Shotaro's design isn't that interesting. Him as a character is okay at best.
There's really nothing specific at all about him as a character that would make me want to have him as a main character or even as a secondary character. He's just kind of there.
Yeah, he's just kind of there.
I don't even... Does he have a background? I think the only background he had toward the story was that he saw her, thought that she was cooking bones of humans, and then he got startled by it, and then they kind of started being friends. That was the only thing that he had.
That and Sakurako keeps mentioning this person called Sotaro, which he keeps thinking she's calling his name Shotaro. So she basically thinks that he is like her dead like brother or something. Because it's really weird.
It's kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It's like an off romance, but really not. It's kind of weird. She keeps him around because she wants her brother to come back. It's I don't know.
I do feel like this anime is extremely underrated and more people should seriously watch it. It really flew under the radar.
I remember, like, I found it October 2016, a year later, and I had never heard anything about it. I really didn't even know anything about it, and I saw it, and I was like, well, there's something about corpses and bones, and I like kind of horror kind of theme stuff, so I watched it. But I'm also really keen on, adding science and actual thought to things. So I was like, oh, this is actually really cool, and I love this, and I love taxidermy and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, not to sound like elitist, but like, it was the only anime I saw on the list that interested me. Everything else, to be honest, in my opinion, it was really garbage. Like, there was nothing interesting, so...
No, that year was a really shit year for anime. It really was.
So when I saw that, I was like, wow, it's a gem out of this pile of garbage. Literally.
Yes.
For a final verdict on this, I would probably give it a solid 7 out of 10. Like, it was good, but it wasn't like supremely amazing, and I was actually disappointed, like, again, cliffhanger and plot just ending abruptly.
Yeah, I agree. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10, just to get lower than you, because it was definitely rememberable as an anime, but it wasn't something that, like, it was something that if the storyline had progressed more, I would have kept watching it. I would keep watching it to this day if it was still on. But again, it's one of those, network TV shows. Let's make 12 episodes and then end it, and then, we'll make our money and we'll peace out. Which is kind of a theme going on. I don't think anybody really likes that, but it's alright.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, because then if they don't get enough money, they can't make another season for the Blu-rays.
Exactly, and animes like this that are underrated, not seen by many people, that's what happens. They end.
The base standard episodes for anime nowadays is 12 episodes. Back in the day, it used to be 26. Sometimes you'll see something crazy like 100 episodes, like Hunter x Hunter, or ridiculous like One Piece, like 700.
900.
Yeah.
I think One Piece is up to what, like 800, something like that?
800 something.
Jesus.
It's crazy, dude.
Imagine if there was 800 episodes of a fucking Sakurako.
Oh,
That'd
man.
be amazing.
That would be amazing, to be honest. But I think that's about it. I really hope you guys enjoyed our review of Beautiful Bones Sakurako-San, and we will see you guys next time.
Later, guys.